Alright, so I recently finished up Dave the Diver, so I've got some pre-recorded gameplay of me doing, I think this was the first time I went from the very top to the very bottom, since there's like a checkpoint thing you can use, essentially, that sort of splits it in half, but I thought I have a pretty unique, weird story of how I got into this game. I think it was last year. I was hearing a lot of good things about it, but didn't feel particularly motivated to check it out. But then I saw it had a demo, and then I had no excuses. And I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but sometimes, because, you got such a big backlog, that if there's something, even just in concept, that just doesn't jump out or seem super appealing, you almost look for excuses when you try it out to justify not making your backlog any bigger, which is what I did. It didn't click right away, and I was like, underwater levels are normally some of the worst levels in a game, so you have a game focused on that. So I moved on. Months later, I was reintroduced to Dave the Diver through Nikkei, which I also got back into for a couple months, just because I was looking for something I can kind of play in the background while I'm doing other stuff. Since I already had a little bit of an investment through checking out the Nier event, I thought I would go that route. Wound up getting stuck, so might check out something else to scratch that itch soon, maybe something from Hoyo. Honkai Star Rail before was probably my second choice, but that's a little sidetrack there. But it happened to overlap my time in Nikkei with a Dave the Diver event, of all things. And you got decent rewards for it, so I thought, fuck it, I'll at least do the dailies, get some of the rewards in that. And I wound up slowly warming up to it, and I really liked it by the end, which, lucky for me, because when I finished all of that up, I realized I'm in the mood for more of this, just longer and more in depth, and there happens to be a full product for that. And hell, it was even on sale at the time. So yeah, I don't know, that kind of marketing is almost genius in a way to incentivize someone playing something else to check out a bit of the core gameplay and give it a fair shot. And it's just crazy, the multiple circumstantial stuff that led to me playing, but here I am. I'll admit though, even when I was playing through the game, like when they would introduce certain new features in that I would normally, I try to go for 100%, and experience everything I can. But there was just so much going on. And it was like I would get to points, particularly when they introduced the fish and food farms. That's like, I'm not going to get into this. I got a rhythm going now. It doesn't help that I unlocked them later than I probably should have, through my own stupidity of not doing a lot of night diving. But eventually, when I cleared up some of the other features and stuff in the game and wanted to tie up still a couple loose ends, I thought, maybe I'll check this out a little more. And then I wound up getting into both of them. Maxed out both farms, got the eggs or whatever for the rare sharks I wanted to breed in the fish farm. And it was all good. And I don't know, there's just a lot here, and I wouldn't say they ever overwhelmed you. They do a great job of splitting it up and that, and almost sort of naturally giving you a tutorial on new stuff. I don't know, it's almost like I wanted to get back particularly to the sushi bar and didn't want a bunch of extra stuff, keeping me from that. Maybe that's part of it, I don't know. But yeah, that delay with the farm stuff also delayed the Dredge DLC. Free DLC, I should add, which was appreciated. Part of the reason I even got to the farm stuff, because I don't know, the trigger for that, especially if you waited, is a foggy day, which could take time to get, 3 sessions and 3 new main areas they gave. So it was a bit of a grind, but it was okay. Like I said, I had this other newer stuff to keep myself entertained with. There was a few things I didn't do, like I didn't complete all the Fishmon stuff, the weekly camera challenges. I didn't discover all the fish or discover all the kaiju figures from the Godzilla stuff. And I guess if you really wanted to dive deep, you could have hired and max leveled out all employees, but that would be insane. I didn't even max out one. It's very expensive. But if you're really into it, it's something to do. But yeah, I was relieved to find out that I thought this was going to be a procedural generated thing, which I've just never been a big fan of. I don't really know why. The only thing I was able to get into that had procedural generation was Minecraft. But even then, I wasn't into it like a lot of other people were. And there was just something off to me about, not having the ability to replay a fun area, since I didn't really know about seeds that well for a while. Or to not be able to relate as directly to certain key moments with other players of the game. But this game, at least for the first couple areas, they have a couple set layouts. Maybe the fish are mildly randomized. A lot of the bigger ones tend to be in the same locations. And I think the rotation works very well. Because then, you're happy when you win the gamble of getting a layout you like and that, But then when you get, like, where we're at here in the depths and the final areas with the glacier and that, it's one layout. And especially, I didn't really like the depths layout. And, towards the end, when probably the best way forward is to grind through the sharks and that of the final area. But it just gets repetitive when it's, the same layout, same locations just about every time. There's a couple times some of the sharks will be in a slightly different location, but you can kind of plan around that. You can kind of almost in a way tell, all right, the shark's not here, it's probably here. I just wish that, best case scenarios, if they came up with another layout or two for these other areas, or if they just had a general rotation, maybe after you clear the main missions in that of an area, they would just add it to a general rotation of all the different layouts. So you can have like this layout, but in the first level of the ocean, or you can have one of the first rotations in the last layout of the ocean. They have different rare spawns, so I don't see it being that big of a deal, but what do I know? But basically, I would just swap, instead of having the rare big glacier shark in this area, if it's in the first area, you'd have the big rare first area shark there, Probably easier said than done. But yeah, I don't know. I just wish there was more incentive or, just something to keep things a little fresh there, especially end game. Unless I'm missing something, which isn't impossible. I feel like I've been doing it more lately, but in this game in particular, when I made it to the sea people place, I just kind of missed the dolphin taxi thing that they have there. That's like really cute, but yeah, I was just going around. I'm like, boy, this is slow. It was really relieving when I found that out. And then it may have been this session or one of my final sessions, I realized that you can dash on the dolphin thing to go even quicker. So I just feel like a complete idiot with that stuff. This was one of the side tasks. I don't know if there's going to be, like, the one thing you'll notice a lot is that there's all sorts of different mini games during key events. That's just a camera one, which is pretty common. I didn't know if you were going to get to see one of them. But yeah, they in general are solid. Like, I would say none of them really overstayed their welcome. And none of them were really particularly bad or anything. It does make it kind of a shame, though, when you like one and then that's probably it with it, Since, like I said, a lot of them don't repeat or anything. Would be cool or interesting to see them do something more with that. I know there's mini games on your phone that lets you replay some of the stuff, but there's others that other like key moments that you really can't. One key moment, I guess a spoiler alert for this, is the final boss of the game, which exceeded my expectations, honestly. Like, when I saw it turning into a shoot 'em up, I'm not really into shoot 'em ups, so I was kind of, oh no. But they did it really well. I really like the ability to slow time. I don't know if there's any general shoot 'em ups that have that sort of mechanic that might be kind of interesting to check out. Maybe I'll look into that someday, but oh no, minigame, but it looks like we're gonna get a boss. Bosses in general are fun, but this one was unique, the final one. Not the one you're seeing on screen, but I guess some of them have their own little gimmicks in that. But the final boss was a whole other level. But yeah, not only did I like the way it played, but it just felt really good. Like, it just felt like things had escalated and gone over the top in the combat in that. And honestly, like, that's what you want from a final boss, you know? So yeah, that, and just like I said, my whole experience getting into this game in general, I think, taught me some lessons to try to judge books less by their cover, I guess. I don't know, just try your best to give everything a fair shot within reason, you know? Because I would have missed out on a really good game. And I'm really thankful for the crazy circumstances that wound up saving me from that. Almost makes you wonder, though, what else you could have missed or what else is out there, though. Just so much to play. Yet so little time. Spent a lot of time on this one, too. And hell, it's not even 60, 70 off sale. It's like 30 or 40 at max. Crazy to think about because, once again, this is another game I feel like I got more than my value for. I spent more time and had more fun with this one than some full-priced games, definitely. But yeah, I think this was... I didn't research. I probably should have. I don't know if this is Mint Rocket. I think they're the devs. I don't know if this is their first game or not. I might have to check out, see if they have anything else, or look forward to what else they do, whether it's another thing here. I can imagine that, coming up with a new area to explore, or new features and stuff, or something completely different.